Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 564.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about women and money stress because this article came to my attention and there were some things in it that I thought made sense, but some things that I thought didn't make as much sense. But here's the statistic that really grabbed me, and that is 61% of women would rather talk about their own death than talk about money. It's true. According to Merrill, Lynch and AgeWave, who did a study, women would rather talk about their own death. They're more comfortable talking about that than they are about money. So we're going to delve into that a little bit today and find out what's going on behind there and what can we do to help these women out. The article I'm sharing with you today is from realsimple.com and it was written by Maggie Seaver. And it says, money stress is real, even more so for women, survey says. And then it says a little subheadline, money worries got you down? A recent survey by Stash reveals you're not alone and that these 3 money management tips can help. And the article says, money stress has a sneaky and sometimes not so sneaky way of keeping the best of us up at night. Debt, spending habits, and savings or lack thereof are just a few of the most common sources of financial anxiety among adults. Based on a recent survey from saving and investment app Stash, more than 60% of Americans claim money is a major source of stress in their lives, and nearly half that group admit to losing sleep over it. Even simply talking about money incites anxiety, says 60% of respondents, whether they feel it's too embarrassing, 35%, upsetting, 33%, or taboo, 13%. Perhaps unsurprisingly, not all fiscal worries are created equal. Per Stash's findings, female participants were 5% more likely than their male counterparts to say they constantly stress over money issues, and 5% of women were more likely to miss an important monthly bill. And while budget anxiety holds nearly 65% of people back from things like going on vacation, tackling home repairs, attending weddings, and dining out, women are 10% more likely than men to forego these types of personal expenses and special occasions due to money insecurity. Not letting money stress get the best of you sounds much easier said than done, but if you're someone who's constantly chewing over money, from paying off student loans and saving for retirement to simply adhering to a monthly budget, these actionable financial tips can help get you on the right track. So first, I want to comment on the missing an important monthly bill because I did do a podcast about my bill paying system. It's very low tech, definitely not high tech, but it really works. And basically, it's just opening the bill when you receive it, looking at the date that it's due, and writing that date on the outside of the envelope. Then filing your date's most recent bill on top with the longest time to pay bill in the back and just filing them according to date. That way you always have the most current bill that's due on top of the pile and you know which one's coming up next, and at a glance you can see when exactly it's due. This is such a simple filing system and a way to just pile your bills in the drawer or in a little letter holder. It's super low tech, super simple, and more importantly, takes no time at all for you to be very organized with your bill paying. So if you don't have a better system, and you probably do, because there's probably a lot better systems than that, go ahead and use your system if it works. But if you don't have a system, then try writing the date the bill is due as soon as the bill comes in and put it in order of date due. It will keep you from ever missing a bill deadline again. And hopefully that will help you reduce some of that stress you're feeling. So the article goes on to say, number 1, get real about your finances. As scary as it can be, don't be afraid of your money situation. It's yours and it's not going anywhere. In fact, the more you ignore it, the more stressful it becomes. Being honest with yourself is one of the best first steps you can take to tackle ballooning money stress, says Stash Communications rep Vera Hansen. Start by assessing your current financial situation, any debt you have, how much is coming in each month versus how much you're spending, upcoming expenses, and long-term savings goals. All right, I want to pause right there because I'm sure that Vera has great intentions, but this is probably part of the whole stressful situation, is actually looking at the money and seeing how much is coming in versus going out. And that's probably what's stressing you out in the first place. Sometimes when people are in a lot of debt, they have trouble even looking at their bill. They have trouble looking at the totals. They have trouble actually facing the reality. And if that's your situation, I understand. And I've done some podcasts about how to pay off your debt, how to attack it. You can go to the Debt Diamond Method, understanding getting the most impact of paying off your debt. I actually don't agree with the Debt Snowball Method. So go and listen to my Debt Diamond Method so you can get the biggest bang for your buck and improve your credit while you're at it automatically. But here's a suggestion for you. If you're one of those people who are having trouble facing the reality of your money, one of the best things you can do is use a wealth journal. It can be just any journal, any blank-paged book, but use it to talk to yourself about money. Use it to get your emotions out of your head and onto paper. Because when you're stressed about money, the worst thing you can do is just leave it in your head and constantly worry about it. It feels really good to get it out of your thoughts, write it down on paper, where you can actually go back and reread your thoughts and see if you're thinking logically or if you're so emotional about this that you're really not thinking logically. Because I promise you, once you get it out of your head and you're able to look at it logically, you'll be able to make some good decisions. But going around and around and around in circles and an endless mindset loop is probably not going to help you. And if you're not sleeping at night, try using a wealth journal. The article goes on to say, don't feel like you have to face it alone. While women are over 10% more likely than men to find talking about money stressful, it's crucial to confide openly in someone you trust about anything from credit card debt to cutting back on that daily $6 latte habit. Well, since I know from the Merrill Lynch survey that 61% of women would rather talk about their own death than talk about money, I'm going to say let's try the wealth journal instead of feeling that we have to confide in someone. Unless you go to regular counseling and you have a counselor that you can talk to, whether that's a debt counselor or other emotional health counselor, that would be someone that you could have a confidential conversation with. But otherwise, try the wealth journal and see if that doesn't make you feel a lot better. All right, their second piece of advice is accomplish one reasonable goal at a time. What feels better than achieving a goal, however small it may be? Once you've done an audit of your financial situation, set yourself one doable financial goal at a time instead of trying to do everything at once. Decide on a single area where you can focus your savings efforts, whether it's tackling student loan debt, starting an emergency fund, or upping monthly retirement contributions, Hansen says. All right, I like the idea of picking one thing and trying to work on that one thing, whether it's paying down debt or whether it's contributing more to your 401k or whether it's starting an emergency fund, as she suggests. I like all of those things. But here's the thing. You might need to look at your spending priorities. If you have debt, then that's probably something you're going to need to think about. Where do you really want to spend your money? What really has meaning to you? Do you want a vacation? Do you want to have a special celebration? What are the things that you want to spend your money on? So sit down and write your spending priorities. And I do have podcasts about that as well. The other thing is, if you're all good in the debt area and you don't owe any debt, then your next step is to look at your investment goals and maybe set some new investment goals. If you're already maxing out your 401k, perhaps you want to open a brokerage account and have an investment fund. Whether you're saving to buy a house, or whether you're saving for your kids' college, or whether you're saving to buy a car, or whatever you might be saving for or investing for. Maybe it's just supplemental investing. You can open a Roth IRA or you can open a brokerage account. Either way, getting to a goal of trying to save around 20% of your income, I think is a very worthwhile goal. So if you're already at stability, you don't have debt problems, then you want to boost your savings and investment. Back to the article, and number 3, it says, put payments and savings on autopilot. Automating is the new delegating. With clear money goals in mind, it's time to start working toward them without even making it feel like work. Setting aside small amounts of money on a regular basis over time is a nice way to feel like you're not putting away too much at once, leaving room to pay for necessities and have a little fun, Hansen says. Automating your savings is easier than ever thanks to money management apps and tools galore. Finding the right tool for you is a great way to make saving seamless and hassle-free, something that has the potential to reduce your stress both in the short and long term, Hansen says. Stash has a huge suite of tools to let you auto-save in customizable increments. It'll even make contribution suggestions based on your personal spending habits. End of article. So Stash might be an app that you want to use to help save some money, but if you're really serious, you're going to want to just up your 401k savings and certainly contribute 100% of what your employer contributes, so you're taking advantage of all the free money that your employer is going to give you. If you can go above and beyond that and max out your 401k, that's even better. So just to recap, what the article said was, stress is real, especially for women. Number 1, get real about your finances. Number 2, accomplish one reasonable goal at a time. And number 3, put payments and savings on autopilot. I like all of those ideas. I still think that mindset is really important, so I'm going to throw in another suggestion. And that is for you to write down some positive statements for you about your money. Whatever it is you're struggling with, write that down and then turn it around and make it a positive. Make it something that you're not struggling with, and that is your positive affirmation. So if you're struggling with a lot of debt, then turn that around and say, I pay all my bills on time and have money left over at the end of the month. If you are wanting to save more and you're not quite saving enough, then you could say, it's easy for me to put money aside and save more and more each month. Take whatever's negative, turn it around, make it positive, and put it in your routine statements that you say to yourself with already true statements in between. So you could say, I make wise investing decisions and am confident my account is growing every day. My name is Linda. It's easy for me to set aside savings for my emergency fund. My dog is Penny. So put already true statements after each affirmation that you're saying. And that is going to help you reframe what's going on in your financial life, reduce some of that stress, and help you deal with issues that are swimming around in your head, causing you a lot of heartache. Get them out of your head onto paper, take a good look at them, and then make your plan to tackle them one by one. You got this. I will post a link to this article in the show notes and on my website. Just so you know, the full library of my mentorship podcasts are at lindapjones.com/podcasts. There's 564 podcasts there. Since iTunes only gives you their most recent 300 podcasts I've done, there's a couple hundred more over on my website. So check them out. They are mostly evergreen podcasts that are classic and will help you with all different kinds of topics, whether it's debt or mindset or saving or investing, asset allocation, all different kinds of things. So check it out. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit that subscribe button and you'll be updated as soon as new podcasts are available so you won't miss a one. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.
I will leave a link to this article in the show notes and on my website so you can reference it and Take a look, print it out if you'd like. And be reminded of what we talked about today.